What if your future is not decided by one big moment, but by tiny decisions you barely notice? One extra hour of sleep, one more scroll on social media, one day skipped at the gym, one small decision to study instead of procrastinate. Most people think success or failure comes from huge choices, but psychology says something different. Your life is shaped by the small decisions you repeat every single day. And the scary part? Most of these decisions happen automatically, without you even realizing it. Psychologist William James once said, "All our life, so far as it has definite form, is but a mass of habits." In simple words, your habits become your future. Every small action sends a signal to your brain about who you are becoming. When you wake up early, your brain notices. When you keep procrastinating, your brain notices that too. Why your brain thinks you're losing? Your brain was not designed to make you happy. It was designed to keep you alive. Thousands of years ago, humans survived by constantly looking for threats. If your ancestors ignored danger, they didn't survive. Because of this, the human brain developed something psychologists call a negativity bias. This means your brain naturally notices problems more than progress. You can accomplish 10 great things today, but your mind will focus on the one thing that went wrong. Psychologist and author Rick Hansen once said, "Your brain is like Velcro for negative experiences and Teflon for positive ones." Think about that. Success slides away, failure sticks. This is why you often feel behind, even when you're making progress. Your brain simply isn't paying attention to your wins. It's focused on what you haven't achieved yet. And the longer this continues, the more convinced you become that everyone else is ahead. The comparison trap. Now imagine constantly looking sideways instead of forward. What happens? You slow down, you stumble, you lose focus. That's exactly what comparison does. In 1954, a psychologist introduced the idea of social comparison theory. According to his research, humans naturally evaluate themselves by comparing themselves to others. At first, this sounds useful, but in today's world, it has become a problem, because now we compare ourselves to thousands of people every day. On social media, you see someone buying a new car, someone getting married, someone traveling the world, someone launching a business, someone becoming famous, and suddenly your own life feels small. But here's what most people forget. You're comparing your behind-the-scenes reality to someone else's highlight reel. You see their victories. You don't see their failures. You see their achievements. You don't see their anxiety. You see the final chapter. You don't see the years of struggle before it. Comparison creates the illusion that everyone is winning except you, but it's just an illusion. The science of feeling behind. Researchers have discovered something fascinating. The feeling of being behind in life is often psychological rather than factual. A person can have a good job, supportive friends, and stable finances and still feel unsuccessful. Why? Because the brain measures success relative to expectations. If you expected to be a millionaire by 30 and you're not, you may feel like a failure, even if you're doing better than most people. This is called the expectation gap. The larger the gap between reality and expectation, the more disappointment you feel. The problem is that modern culture constantly raises expectations. Movies do it, social media does it, advertisements do it. They make extraordinary lives look normal, and normal lives look inadequate. As a result, people feel behind, even when they're doing just fine. What high achievers know? Many people assume successful individuals never feel behind. That's not true.
Even some of the most accomplished people in history struggled with self-doubt. A scientist once admitted that he sometimes felt like a fraud.
This phenomenon is now known as imposter syndrome. It affects students, professionals, entrepreneurs, artists, and even world-famous experts. The lesson? Feeling behind does not mean you are behind. It simply means you're human. Successful people are not those who never doubt themselves. They are people who keep moving despite the doubt. Now let's talk about solutions. How do you retrain your brain? The first step is awareness. You cannot change a mental habit you don't notice. For 1 week, pay attention to your thoughts. Every time you think, "I'm behind," "I'm not good enough," "I'm too late," write it down. You'll start seeing patterns. Many of these thoughts repeat automatically. Psychologists call these automatic negative thoughts, and most of them are not facts. They're assumptions. The moment you recognize them, you gain power over them. One of the biggest mistakes people make is measuring where they are instead of where they're going. Imagine two people. Person A starts at level 100 and stays there. Person B starts at level 10 but improves every day. Who has the better future? Most likely person B. Why? Because growth matters more than position. The philosopher said, "It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop." That's a powerful idea. Life is not a snapshot, it's a trajectory. Your direction matters more than your current location. Many people wait for big success before feeling proud. Neuroscience shows that small wins create motivation. Every achievement triggers the release of dopamine. Dopamine is often called the motivation chemical. It encourages your brain to repeat productive behavior. This means small victories are not insignificant. They're fuel. Reading 10 pages, completing a workout, learning one new skill, saving a little money. These actions seem small, but they build momentum. And momentum changes lives. Here's a question. What if you're running the wrong race? Many people spend years chasing goals they never actually wanted. They pursue careers because society approves. They buy things because others are buying them. They follow paths chosen by family, friends, or culture. Then they wonder why they feel empty. Psychologists believe that true fulfillment comes from living according to your authentic self, not according to external expectations. The goal is not to beat everyone else. The goal is to become the best version of yourself. That's a completely different game, and it's a game anyone can win. The next time you compare yourself to someone successful, try something different. Instead of asking, "Why am I not there yet?" ask, "What can I learn from them?" This simple shift changes everything. Comparison creates insecurity. Curiosity creates growth. One mindset makes you feel smaller. The other helps you improve. Every successful person can become a teacher if you approach them with curiosity instead of envy. The 1% rule. Author James Clear popularized an idea that has transformed millions of lives. Improve by just 1% each day. That's it. Not 50%, not 100%, just 1%. Small improvements compound over time. A tiny daily improvement becomes massive after months and years. Most people underestimate what consistency can achieve. They focus on dramatic transformations, but real success is usually boring. It's built one day at a time, one choice at a time, one habit at a time. One of the greatest causes of stress is believing life has a fixed schedule. Graduate by this age, get married by this age, become successful by this age, own a house by this age. But reality doesn't work that way. People bloom at different times. Some succeed early, others succeed later. Some discover their purpose in their 20s. Others find it in their 40s, 50s, or beyond. There is no universal timeline. There is only your timeline. And comparing your journey to someone else's often creates unnecessary suffering. The most powerful change happens when you stop focusing on outcomes and start focusing on identity. Instead of saying, "I want to be successful," say, "I am becoming a disciplined person." Instead of saying, "I want confidence," say, "I am becoming someone who acts despite fear." Your actions follow your identity. When you repeatedly see yourself as capable, resilient, and growing, your behavior begins to match that belief. This is how lasting change happens, from the inside out. Conclusion: if you've been feeling behind lately, remember this. Your brain is not always telling you the truth. It exaggerates problems. It compares unfairly. It focuses on what is missing. But you do not have to believe every thought your mind produces. You can train your brain. You can change your perspective. You can stop measuring your worth against other people's progress. And most importantly, you can keep moving forward. Because life is not about being first. It's not about being faster than everyone else. It's not about winning someone else's race. It's about becoming better than you were yesterday. As a philosopher famously said, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So take that step today, no matter how small it seems, because the person who keeps moving eventually leaves behind the person who never started. And one day, you'll look back and realize something surprising.
You were never really last. You were simply still on your way.